So, good evening, everyone. Many thanks to Vicky for the wonderful introduction and the opening of the event. So, I'm Christos Ioannou, and we're here all to present an artistic event which combines art and technology together. It is during the frame of the WIP, Work in Progress Festival, which is taking place for the third year at CYENS. And we have to say also a huge thank you to the Thinker Makerspace for the entire organization. So we are going to travel you through an artistic event which combines science and art, as I mentioned already, and aims to give you a general understanding about the physical challenges dancers are going through it. So enjoy the performance, and we can have also a final talk at the end of the performance. So I'm going to pass the microphone to my colleague, and the entire team is going to travel you through it. Thank you.
Thank you, Christos. So as he mentioned, today's event is called Transcendence, Bridging Art and Technology Through Dance and Biofeedback. So first of all, who are we? We are NeoMove, and that stands for Neurocognitive Management of Occupational Movement Disorders. The purpose of our team is to look at physical aspects as well as psychological aspects of different professional groups. This can be musicians, dancers, athletes, workers, etc. And our focus is to combine applied research in order to create products that might help all of these populations. So, as Christos mentioned, tonight, within the framework of the WIPS Festival's focus of exploring these synergies between arts and technology, we're going to showcase how interactive technologies developed here at CYENS can contribute not only to the creation of these tools that can help improve musculoskeletal health within professions such as dance, but also how these technologies can cultivate the craft of the dancer as well. We're going to talk a little bit about the risks associated to professional dancing and the impact that this can have on a dancer's health. Alongside this, we're going to visualize biofeedback parameters while a professional dancer performs. But first, let's talk a little bit about what it takes to be a dancer. In the simplest of terms, dancing involves rhythmically and purposefully moving the body with the intention of expressing emotions, ideas, and in some occasions, to tell stories. However, from a physical point of view, anybody who's ever danced knows that it's a very demanding exercise, and it requires endurance, strength, and can cause high level of muscle tension. So, because a dancer's body is their tool for expression, they have very specific musculoskeletal characteristics which allow them to perform these movements that will define their art form. Mainly, these are exceptional flexibility, so they require a large range of motion within their hips, their shoulders, their spine, their ankles, and this will allow them to create fluid and graceful movements. They also require strong core muscles, so crucial for balance and stability and to control the movements. High aerobic and anaerobic capacity. So on one hand, aerobic capacity gives dancers this endurance and stamina in order to move continuously and to recover quickly after strenuous activities. While anaerobic capacity helps dancers with movements that require these extra bursts of power and agility, such as jumps or lifts. Finally, they require very strong lower limbs, particularly in quadriceps and calf muscles, in order to support these jumps and these leg extensions. Strong ankles will also help them make more precise movements. So, although they are often put in different categories, dancers are considered to be both artists and athletes. This is because they have a shared dedication to training and physical excellence. From a musculoskeletal perspective, they also experience similar strains and injuries as a result of their occupations, and these fall mainly within these three categories. On one hand, we have overuse injuries from the repetitive movements on specific muscles over long hours of training. Then we also have muscle imbalances. This can vary depending to the type of dance or sport. Both dancers and athletes can develop imbalances by focusing more on certain muscles and neglecting the training of others. However, also when there's an injury, imbalances can occur during the recovery period because they use alternative muscle groups to create the same movements. Finally, joint stress is caused due to high impact movements as well as overtraining. Examples of common strains between these two groups are runner's knee, experienced both by professional marathoners as well as hip-hop dancers due to the joint stress on their knees. Then we have shoulder impingement, experienced by baseball pitchers due to these repetitive overhead motions, but also by ballroom dancers as they require to lift partners on occasion. Then we've got Achilles tendonitis, and this is both by basketball players and ballet dancers experienced from the intense jumping and the landing. And finally, we have hip flexor strains, experienced by football players and contemporary dancers due to these quick directional changes that they do within their occupation. So, what are the factors that put dancers at risk of injuries? The most common ones are, as we've mentioned in the previous slide, physical demand, so intense physical demand and not enough chance to rest. Then, it's not uncommon for dancers to experience high levels of anxiety and stress, given that as a profession, dancing can be quite competitive. And how does this affect the body? So studies show that higher stress and anxiety levels produce a higher level of muscle stiffness. And as we saw that flexibility is very important for dancers, higher level of muscular stiffness can increase the risk of injuries. We also have dietary and nutritional challenges, and these are closely tied to psychological stress. So what we're talking about when we refer to this is that the emphasis and the pressure of maintaining a certain body image that society associates with what a dancer should look like can lead to unhealthy dieting practices that can cause nutritional deficiencies. But we know from studies that dancers with a lower body mass index have a higher level of risk to engage in injuries, particularly low-grade injuries and stress fractures in their lower limbs and their back, than dancers who have a higher body mass index, and by higher I mean closer to medical norms. Then we have environmental factors, and this simply refers to the conditions in the floor where the dancers perform or where they practice, as well as the footwear that they may use during their practice. So, what does this lead to? As a group, dancers are often medically underserved. They often lack access to specialized care, in addition to facing financial barriers, and this can deter them from seeking professional help. So this pressure to perform and then a reluctance to perhaps admit injuries can further delay a diagnosis and contribute to their underserved status. And that's why it's important to create awareness of all of these factors and also to create a culture of education around them. So now we're going to continue on to our next performance by Vicky.
So, now that we have covered all of the risk factors and the stress that professional dancers have on their bodies, let's talk about prevention. Okay. As mentioned in the previous section, professional dancers are medically underserved occupational group with a high risk of work-related musculoskeletal disorders. Given that dancers' physical health is vital for their performance, proper training, nutrition, and injury prevention strategies are a key to ensure a long and successful dance career. So some ways to address these risk factors and prevent injuries are proper training and technique. This means by proper warm-up and cool-down after each training and performance. Including a variety of exercises alongside rehearsals can also be very beneficial since it can strengthen different muscle groups and therefore reduce the risk of overuse injuries. As for the technique, it's also important that the dancers receive training from qualified teachers so they are less likely to have an injury. Then we have nutrition and hydration that can also prevent from injuries. And then recovery and rest after each training and performance, as well as getting enough sleep so the body can recover. Injury awareness and monitoring are also important factors. So making sure that dancers are aware of their own movements is important to avoid that pain or discomfort that can turn into serious injuries. And last but not least, proper environmental conditions such as flooring is important. So studio floors should be well maintained and shock absorbed. And also ensure that dancers wear well-fitted dance shoes that provide proper support and cushioning. Okay, so we have explored injury prevention methods. But technology is also a powerful tool that can aid us in prevention. One way to observe signals from the body that can help track the progress is through biofeedback. Biofeedback involves monitoring of physiological processes and provide real-time information. It can be done through sensors that can track different body measures such as heart rate, muscle tension, motion, and other parameters. But what is the impact of biofeedback in musculoskeletal health? So technology can help people monitor their health by tracking their muscles and motion. Some sensors, for example, they can promote awareness of our posture and alignment and therefore reduce the risk of injuries. Biofeedback devices in general, they can aid in rehabilitation from musculoskeletal injuries. So how does biofeedback benefit dancers? Through this, dancers can enhance their body awareness by observing how their musculoskeletal system works while dancing, and also prevent movements that can cause too much stress on their bodies. It can improve their performance through precise muscle control and posture correction, and it can be used for injury prevention and faster recovery. However, like most things, biofeedback has also some limitations. In case of the sensors, the placement can be uncomfortable for the user. Skin sensitivity is an also important factor, so you have to make sure that you don't have any allergies to the materials. Another limitation is the calibration and setup time, and of course the cost. So coming back to the dancers now, as you know, most of them they use mirrors while dancing. But mirrors they don't provide all the relevant information in terms of their musculoskeletal health. So how valuable will it be to have more objective information that could prevent future musculoskeletal injuries? At CYENS, we have developed a biofeedback system that provides visual feedback of their muscular and postural parameters presented on the screen through their digital twin. So here you can see some of the features, such as postural deviations, muscular asymmetry, and muscle activation. The system is designed to serve populations who use mirrors in their daily lives, such as dancers and musicians, but it can also be used in rehabilitation. So let's see a short demo. So the person receives real-time feedback of their muscle activation depending on the activity they perform, and this information is visualized as heat maps so that if the muscle is contracted over a specific threshold, then it turns from blue to green to yellow and then to red, indicating that the person adds more load on this specific muscle. There is also information about their posture, indicating any deviations from the normal standing position and the angles. This biofeedback mirror was originally developed as part of the Marie Curie project that was awarded to Christos Ioannou, our team leader, and was focused on a more holistic intervention against musculoskeletal pain in musicians. This intervention included biofeedback as a physical intervention, as well as the development of a tool that would aid in dealing with the psychological aspects of the chronic pain. We are currently running studies that will assess these tools and also explore their application in other populations, such as dancers and athletes. And now, let's enjoy the last dance by Vicky while visualizing her biofeedback parameters.
And to close this event, as part of our aim exploring the intersection between art and science, we want to hear from Vicky on how the use of this could impact their performance. So Vicky, again, thank you so much. It was a wonderful performance and dancing, and amazing seeing you interact with the digital twin. So I would like to ask you, how did the experience of dancing with your digital twin alter your dancing experience?
Okay, so
First of all, thank you a lot, Eva, Tanya, Christos, Christina. I met you more. It was nice collaboration, very beautiful. There was how we say, μια διαδικασία, a process to arrive to this thing now. We start 1 hour before to put all the sensors and I had no expectation when I came to you. I was really surprised when I saw a copy-paste of me moving in the screen. It was very nice. I didn't expect at all this. It's nice because I catch myself sometimes observing my movement through the TV. Normally we look at ourselves in the mirror or videos, whatever. And it was surprising. I was trying to see what it works, what not is working. For example, the avatar doesn't have really stretched knees. And they could have shared, but I mean, it's not important for contemporary dancers. So I adapted it because at the beginning we wanted to show the lines, to show all the figure of a dancing body. I love a lot the flow that Avatar has too, and I'm happy with my move too. Yes.
Yeah, I think your movement fit nicely with the avatar, and it was very nice you trying to move alongside it and lead it.
Yes, it was like a partnering somehow also, partnering. So I wanted to look, I'm sorry I was looking also, but I wanted to look at the avatar, I mean, my partner.
You had to look because it was your partner as well, of course. So as a follow-up, we would like to ask you if you believe this tool can be beneficial and helpful for dancers for their performance and creation.
Yes. Yes, of course it could be. We didn't have a lot of time to analyze all the system. I have a lot of questions, muscles that I see everywhere. I don't know exactly what is. And it's very important to realize good anatomy and all the, I don't know, the action of the muscle that needs the power and all this. And it's very important.
So a lot of information that can be useful.
Yes,
As a
yes, yes, it is.
Okay, well, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, as you understood, I'm only for 1 minute at the beginning and 1 minute at the end. Because actually I have to say that I'm very proud about my team because of the execution of this event. They took it entirely on their hands and I'm really proud about them. So, first of all, thank you all for coming. Also, I would like to thank, of course, all the sponsors of the WIP Festival, which is going excellent at the moment. We have many visitors, and feel free, if you haven't done at the moment, visit also all the other installations around CYENS campus. Also, would like to thank Dimitris here for his help in this entire new virtual production studio. What you see here actually is a state-of-the-art virtual production studio with screens, with a full motion capture system, and hopefully will be fully functional within 2-3 months. Also, would like to thank our sponsors, Marie Curie Actions from European Commission, Cyprus Research and Innovation Foundation, and of course, as Tanya mentioned at the beginning, what we are trying to do, we do applied research. We would like to see this kind of state-of-the-art technology that we create to be totally available for the society. We don't want any kind of research to stay only in a scientific publication or in any scientific academic conference. The point is to create products, to collaborate with the industry, to provide more innovation to our ecosystem, and having this excellent research work we are doing available for any kind of consumers. Specifically, our group is dealing, as the team said, with specific occupations, musicians, dancers, athletes, and so on. Of course, I would like to thank all the members of the Makerspace team. I will try to tell them on. Marios, Maria, Kyriakis, Stratis, Alex, Stella, yes, for the entire organization of the WIP Festival. What you see at the moment is a work of probably 3, 4, 5 months of preparation, and we would really like to thank them, because without all the efforts of the Makerspace, the event wouldn't be possible to be done. So, of course, finally, we would like to thank Vicky Kalla for dancing with us, for our cooperation. We had an excellent time. We spent a lot of time, actually. Probably we spent more time installing sensors instead of dancing. But we got it and we are happy about it. And of course, finally, I would like to thank the entire NeoMove team. Tanya Garcia, Eva Thanasiou, Christina Bari, Fotos Frangoudis in the top, who is responsible for entirely for the technical part, for the development and everything. Alina In, and also now we have 2 more members at the team, because we merged the group with the CAPS, whose leader is Marios Avramidis, so we are leading this whole effort together. Many thanks to Marios as well. And of course, I would like to thank you all for coming. Hopefully, I'm forgetting someone. Ali, I mentioned him, yes. Yeah, and hopefully we'll be able to provide even more events like this, which combines actually art and technology. Okay, the point is to make something fancy, something which can give you the information through an artistic way. Being a scientific conference is quite boring, to be honest. So we love this kind of events. So thank you all for coming. Thank you.